Good afternoon, everybody. It's our second prediction and second in-depth analysis, second NHL playoff preview of the day. We continue things here in the West with our next matchup. The Winnipeg Jets against the St. Louis Blues. This could very well be the most closest series from round one. We'll see today what each team has an advantage in and what my prediction is. Of course, you've heard that yesterday or this morning. I uploaded that prediction video earlier this morning, so make sure to go check that out. These teams are tied in points. That really says something. Let's start off with the Jets. The Jets are 47-30-5, 99 points. The Blues are 45-28-9, 99 points. St. Louis, kind of a Cinderella story for Jordan Binnington. The Blues, remember, they were last in the league. They clawed their way back to a respectable position, third in the Central. That's something to respect, for sure. And whatever happens in this series, the Blues should be proud of themselves. But let's take a look at the offense, defense, and goaltending now. The Jets forwards, Kyle Connor, Scheifele, Wheeler, Ehlers, Hayes, and Laine. As we've seen last year in their playoff run, this team can score. Kyle Connor establishing himself as a very good forward. Mark Scheifele as well. Nikolai Ehlers, a tough go last year. We'll see if he does better this year. Patrick Laine, the goal scorer as usual. The Blues, on the other hand, have Braden Schenn, O'Reilly, Tarasenko, Schwartz, Sundqvist, and Perron. Maybe some unknown names to you, like Sundqvist. Maybe you wouldn't expect him to be a top six forward. Otherwise, you have Tarasenko, the goal scorer. We have O'Reilly, the face-off man. We have some good playmakers as well. St. Louis, it was really sad last year. It came down to the last game of the regular season where they got bumped out of the playoffs by just a single point. But this year we get to see some playoff action from them. But I have to give the slight edge to the Jets here for offense because you see the proof from last year. How good this team can be. Okay, let's go to the defense now. We have Byfuglien, Trouba, Myers, and Beaulieu for the Jets. Blues have Dunn, Pietrangelo, Bouwmeester, and Parayko. This is quite an even matchup for the D-men. Quite a toss-up. Byfuglien, as we know, he can hit, he can shoot. Trouba, Myers, very established players. Beaulieu, we gotta see what he does in the playoffs. Blues, Dunn. Someone you probably won't be expecting earlier this season, but now we know he's an established D-man for the St. Louis Blues. Pietrangelo, Bouwmeester, and Parayko, the regulars. Goaltending. Here's the big story. And quite possibly what's going to come down to. The Jets, Connor Hellebuyck, the obvious number one goaltender. 34, 23, and 3 this year. 2.9 goals against average and 913 save percentage. Not the best year for him, but still certainly the number one goaltender. Their backup, Laurent Brossoit, 13-6-2, 2.52 goals against average and a 925 save percentage. That's quite excellent. So I do expect Laurent Brossoit to start a few games in round 1, though I would expect Hellebuck to start at least 4 to 5 games. For the Blues, we have the all-star stud, Jordan Binnington. Basically the reason why the Blues are in the playoffs this year. Look at that record. 24-5-1. 1.89 goals against average. The lowest goals against average for any goaltender who's played at least 25 games. And a 927 save percentage. This rookie knows what he's doing. Man, and we have our regular Jake Allen, which could be the number 1, but I don't see Binnington not starting game number 1. Jake Allen, 19-17-8, 2.83 goals against average and a 905 save percentage. A pretty average year for him. Binnington, the definitive number 1, though, for the second half of the season. Yeah. Binnington basically single-handedly led the Blues to the playoffs. He deserves maybe the Calder. He might beat Elias Pettersson from the Canucks for the Calder if the Blues maybe make it to the conference finals, I guess. Yeah. Special teams. Before I go to the special teams, I do give the edge in goaltending to the Blues. Binnington, man, too good. Okay, power play. 24.8% for the Jets. They're 4th in the league. Obviously, you see that because they have a very bright offensive core. The Blues are 10th in the league with 21.1%. Penalty kill, the Jets 79.12%, 22nd in the league. The Blues 81.47%, 9th in the league. The Jets lead the season series 3-1 and outscored the Blues 18-10. Though those games were pretty early in the season, so that does not really determine much. Now my prediction, as you heard from yesterday, was the Jets in 7 games. This is going to be the most competitive series. It's definitely a toss-up for me. It's very, very, very close. The closest for sure in the West, I would say. Now, I do think that a lot of hockey analysts are going to go for the St. Louis Blues, but you know I love Canada. I'm a little bit biased. I'm a Canadian. I gotta go the Canadian team, even though it might not be the right choice, but unless Binnington steals the show, I do not see the Blues winning this series, because just the slight edge in forwards and defensemen, just a slight extra depth for the Winnipeg Jets. Could Binnington steal the show and lead the Blues to victory? I don't know. Will he choke? Because the playoffs are a different beast. You never know what's going to happen. Winnipeg Jets in 7 is my prediction. Thank you guys for watching. Game 1 will be on Wednesday, April 10th at 5 p.m. Pacific time in Winnipeg. See you guys later for my next prediction.